we've gone back and interviewed a lot of people about why the riots happened, from the police on the front lines to the military who cleared the streets to the clergy who lived among the mistreated. They all had a different take on why the riots broke out 50 years ago. It may look different now, but this is the corner where the rioting broke out 50 years ago on July 23, 1967. Detroit police raided an after-hours blind pig. 82 people celebrating the return of 2 black servicemen from Vietnam. All were arrested, but crowds outside grew after rumors of excessive force by police. By morning, the unrest had spread. Wendell Anthony, president of the NAACP.
The number one issue when they looked at what happened in Detroit, which caused it, was the police department and people feeling as though there was an army of occupation.
Looking back 50 years later, why it happened depends on who you talk to.
You couldn't move to certain places. You couldn't shop at certain places. You couldn't go to certain theaters and movies and things like that. And so all these things were built up, and they led to people being extremely angry.
Greg Parada, a lifelong Detroiter, saw the rioting and the looting that ruined his neighborhood.
And it was not a race riot. It was more of an opportunity.
Willie Jackson saw tanks roll down his street. He believes people were hopeless.
Basically, it was jobs.
Larry Pyler left Detroit in 1971.
I think that it was the culmination of years and years and years of being second class, of not having opportunity.
Others saw the rioting as only chaos with no thought about the consequences.
I remember people trying to couch this as some sort of a noble rebellion. And I saw no nobility in it at all. It was a mess. It was a riot.
Father Don Archambault was living in the heart of the riots.
There was always this rumor that things were bubbling up, that there was frustration and rage in the community.
Former Channel 7 anchor and reporter Eric Smith believes people were tired of being treated as second-class citizens.
Civil unrest, race riot. No, it wasn't. That's the last thing in the world it was. In my heart, it was a rebellion.
Brian Kaufman, the editor, and one of the producers of the documentary film 12th and Claremont.
What we tried to do was really get to the heart of why this happened. And it happened, for several reasons. Police brutality being one of them, housing segregation being another, and lack of jobs being the third.
Whatever your reasoning, what people fear most is the possibility it could ever rear its ugly head again. The official Kerner Commission report from the U.S. government released in 1968 blamed racism for sparking the violence in Detroit, not a conspiracy by African-American political groups as some had claimed. If you want to learn more, on Sunday, we're planning a television premiere of the Free Press documentary, 12th and Claremont. Channel 7 supplies some of the footage for this important film. You can watch it this Sunday at 7 p.m. right here on Channel 7. The viewing will be followed by a live town hall discussion about the city's future. We hope you will watch here on Channel 7 and participate on Facebook. Carolyn Clifford, Channel 7 Action News.